Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we'd like to talk about the medicinal mushrooms and how you can use them to improve your health. Wonderful on the immune system, help you to control your cholesterol, and so much more. That's our topic for today, medicinal mushrooms. But first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Low humidity makes influenza infections worse. Researchers from Yale University have discovered the low humidity of winter makes influenza more deadly. Researchers used mice with genetic modifications to resemble the human immune system. They found low humidity lowered the lungs' immune response by 3 distinct mechanisms. The finding may explain why influenza infections are more common during the dry winter months. The study was published by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. Related research from the Francis Crick Institute finds antibiotics weaken the immune system's response to the influenza virus. The study found antibiotics interfere with the intestinal bacteria's ability to signal a defensive alert to cells that line the lungs. This study was published by Cell Reports. Also, related research from the University of Melbourne finds zinc deficiency greatly increases the risk of Streptococcus pneumonia infection. It also increases the risk of death up to 300% from the common cause of pneumonia. The study was published by PLOS Pathogens. Well, folks, here we have a scientific explanation of the origins of the perfect disease-causing storm. First, we learned the low humidity often encountered indoors during the winter months makes influenza infections much worse. The scientists found low humidity reduces the activity of mucus and virus-sweeping cilia cells in the airway. Next, low humidity hinders cell repair mechanisms. And finally, it inhibits interferon response to the flu virus infection. Now, all of these things seriously compromise our ability to fight the flu. Next, we learned that if we take an antibiotic for the treatment of the flu or for any reason, and this is a common practice in today's world, the antibiotic induces intestinal bacterial changes that decreases the lung lining cell's ability to make interferon, thus weakening our immune response to influenza even more. And finally, we learned if we enter the flu season with low blood levels of the essential mineral zinc, we become dramatically more susceptible to Streptococcus pneumonia infections. Folks, Strep pneumoniae is the most common cause of community-acquired bacterial pneumonia, and it, along with staph pneumonia, are common complications of severe influenza infections. Folks, this series of events plays out every single day during the flu season. So, how do we prevent this tragedy? First, during winter, humidify the home and drink plenty of fluids. Eat healthy and supplement your diet with a quality multiple vitamin and mineral plus zinc, vitamins D, C, and maybe even a little A. And don't take antibiotics unless you absolutely need them. Intermittent fasting may help chronic disease. Researchers from Mount Sinai Medical School report controlled intermittent fasting reduces inflammation by putting the inflammatory cells known as monocytes into hibernation. They also found controlled fasting does not compromise immunity because the sleeping monocytes can be easily awakened to fight disease when needed. Many of our most disabling health conditions have their basis in chronic inflammation, including heart disease, diabetes, cancer, multiple sclerosis, and inflammatory bowel disease, and much more. The study was published by the scientific journal Cell. Related research published by Cell Metabolism finds alternate day fasting may be a safe and effective way to lose weight and improve the status of a variety of inflammation-based diseases. Researchers followed 60 patients, one half of whom followed an alternate day fasting program. They found those that fasted every other day lost 8 pounds a month on average. They also showed reduced inflammation along with improved overall health. This study was published by Cell Metabolism. Well, this one's fascinating. Fasting is an ancient practice used to detoxify the body and treat disease, and it has also been used to induce spiritual awakening. Now, our studies today show when test subjects followed alternate day fasting, and this means they could eat whatever they wanted for 12 hours during the day, and for the next 36 hours, they fasted. When they followed this type of regimen, they reduced glucose and cholesterol levels, while improving a variety of metabolic markers associated with good health, including improved thyroid and cardiovascular function. And they also lost, on average, 8 pounds a month, and much of this weight loss was from stubborn belly fat, and that's the most damaging type of fat we have. The key to this approach is strict enforcement of the 36-hour fast. No food whatsoever during the fast, but during the 12-hour feeding time, well, they could eat anything they wanted, and I mean anything. But guess what happened during the 12-hour feeding period over time? Yes, over time, the dieters ate 35% fewer calories compared to their usual diet. Now, the researchers are quick to point out alternate day fasting needs more research before we can recommend it to everyone. However, the research is coming in on fasting. For example, another recent study found adult-onset diabetics gained better glucose control when they followed a 2-meal-a-day diet, breakfast and lunch now, followed by an 18-hour fast overnight. So let's keep an eye on this fasting research, as it undoubtedly could help many. Well, today on Your Health, we will discuss the medicinal mushrooms. Be sure and stay tuned to learn with us.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Does acid reflux keep you hooked on antacids? If so, you may be suffering from GERD, which stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. GERD affects at least 20% of the adult population. In fact, Americans spend hundreds of millions of dollars per year on medicines to treat GERD. This is unfortunate because these medications have side effects. They can cause additional digestive problems, and they lead to nutrient deficiencies, such as the depletion of vitamin B12. Fortunately, there are simple lifestyle changes that can reduce the symptoms of GERD. Avoid lying down or exercising within 2 hours of eating. Lose weight because obesity worsens symptoms. Limit foods that cause GERD, such as fried, fatty foods, mints, chocolate, and caffeine. To improve digestion, eat a diet rich in fiber, yogurt, and drink lots of water. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, Maitake, Reishi, Shiitake, and Cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Welcome back and good day, everyone. I hope everything is wonderful wherever you are. Today's show is going to be quite interesting. Sit back, listen, take notes, get a copy of the DVD. This one's going to be great. We're going to be talking about medicinal mushrooms. You're going to see and learn how this combination of amazing
functional foods from nature can really help you improve your health. You're going to learn how you can get beta-glucans from these. And you know, you don't always have to supplement with the expensive beta-glucan. You can get it from medicinal mushrooms. So Richard, I can't wait to learn about that part of the show. But to start with, let's talk about what are medicinal mushrooms?
Well, you know, they are remarkable organisms that are underutilized in the Western world. Much of the world, especially in Eastern medicine, they're highly prized and been used for hundreds of years as a powerful therapeutic agent. You know, when you think of a fungi, you don't really think they're anywhere, but they are everywhere. In fact, they are so ubiquitous and they're so prevalent, they are 1/4 of the biomass on the entire earth. In other words, of all the living things on the earth, 1/4 of that matter is in the fungi family. Isn't that amazing? So that accounts for a lot of living things. And fungi, their basic purpose in nature is to recycle. If a living thing falls in the forest, fungi are there to initiate the recycling and release of nutrients so that other life forms can utilize it and the forest continues to grow. 1/4 of the biomass, and they are exceedingly complex and diverse. The typical mushroom, fungi that makes the fruiting body of mushroom, has more DNA and more genes than humans do. Now, if you think of the implications of that, that means the cellular programming is such that it can make a wide diversity of molecules. More molecules than our body makes, and we make a lot of molecules in our body. So they have great potential. And some are dangerous, and some are safe. And that's one of the great mysteries of the fungi world, is which ones are dangerous and which are safe. There's estimated some 1.5 million different fungal species. 1.5 million. About 35,000 of those species produce mushrooms. And a mushroom is the fruiting body of the fungi, and the mushroom tends to release a spore, which is a reproductive component. Of those 35,000 fungi that make mushrooms, some 700 make mushrooms that are currently used as food. So 700 different types of fungi make mushrooms that we ingest around the world, and of those, about 50 of them have medicinal properties. So when you order a mushroom pizza, the mushroom on that pizza is not necessarily one of the medicinal agents. Now, it's generally considered a healthy food, and I'm not trying to dissuade you from having mushroom pizza, but to really take advantage of mushrooms' health-providing benefits, you have to go to the right type of mushrooms. Now, how do these mushrooms work to improve our health? Mushrooms contain a wide variety of bioactive compounds, many more than the typical plant, many more. These substances provide nourishment. Mushrooms are considered a near perfect food. A perfect food means you could survive just off of that food and no other. There are not many perfect foods in the world. It is a near perfect food. Almost complete nutrition. They can also modulate the immune system. It can rev up the immune system when you need more defensive action, or calm it down when you're inflamed and you need relief from pain and inflammation. So they modulate the immune system, these substances. The beta-glucan content of mushroom is the primary agent that affects the immune system, but there are others. But the beta-glucan content, which is a long chain of carbohydrate molecules, long chain. Imagine a chain with 1,000 links in it. That's how long a beta-glucan is. These are complex, branching molecules that only living systems can make. Humans would really struggle in a laboratory to make such a complex molecule. It costs a fortune to make that in a laboratory. The human immune system communicates with beta-glucan-like molecules. They act to improve organ-to-organ communication and to balance body systems. When macrophages and natural killer cells encounter beta-glucans, we'll define these terms as we go on, but just for now, get the general idea. When our white blood cells encounter these beta-glucans, they react as though they have encountered a threat, such as a smallpox virus or streptococcal strep throat infection. Oh, this is a foreign invader. We don't have any beta-glucan molecules in our body naturally. So when your immune system sees those, they go, we better get on red alert. There could be danger ahead. That's the basic mechanism of how beta-glucans and the medicinal mushrooms improve our health. Now, when these macrophages and natural killer cells are activated, it activates the entire immune system to fight viruses, bacteria, other fungi like Candida albicans, parasites, and even tumor cells. Activates the entire immune system. Each mushroom makes its own unique beta-glucans, so it is helpful to mix medicinal mushrooms so that you get a wide variety of beta-glucans. Some of these beta-glucans stimulate T cells, thymus-induced cells. Some stimulate natural killer cells. Some do both. And many other actions in the immune system. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Beta-glucans also affect organ function. This is very important to understand. So medicinal mushrooms don't just help the immune system, they also help other organs in the body. If our body encounters a threat, we also signal our bone marrow to make more blood or more platelets in case there's an injury to stop the bleeding. We can stimulate the bone marrow, and this comes in very helpful in cancer therapy. How many times have you heard, I'm anemic from my cancer therapy, and they don't think they can give me any more chemotherapy. I don't know what to do because that was working. Have you heard that story? I think we've all heard that. This is one of the most profound uses of the medicinal mushrooms, is to help support the blood counts during cancer treatment, so you can go through the treatments you need to save your life if that God smiles upon us and that's allowed in our future. So they're very useful for a variety of conditions, including normalizing cholesterol, modulating the adrenal glands to adapt better to stress, to make our hormones more effectively, stimulate repair and healing mechanisms. They act to support these beta-glucans and the other medicinal agents in medicinal mushrooms. They act to support some or all of our major body systems. And yet they do it gently without side effects in general. Now, it is a plant product, so it is possible to be allergic to a mushroom. And if we're selecting the traditionally used mushrooms as medicinal agents, they do not come into our body and take over and infect us as though it were a pathogenic fungi. We don't want that. We want something that is not an opportunistic pathogen. We want something that works with us, not against us, and that's very important. Now, let's do this. Let's go to our break, and when we return, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms, how they work together to improve your health. We'll be right back.
May Savings Time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Our health depends on the choices we make every day, and few conditions are as dependent on our choices as diabetes. So here is your daily diabetic checklist. Number 1, take your diet seriously every day. Eat lean protein and leafy vegetables. Number 2, sugars and starches raise blood glucose, so reduce them in your diet. Number 3, check your blood glucose and record the readings every day. Number 4, take your medication daily and don't skip. And number 5, try to exercise every day. It will help you take off weight, which will help your body regulate blood sugar better. If you are diabetic, this is your quick daily checklist that could make life better. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, learning about medicinal mushrooms and how these amazing little foods can really help improve your health. So, Richard, mushrooms is the big topic. There's a lot of mushrooms in the wild. You see pictures of people picking mushrooms. Which mushrooms work the best for a medicinal mushroom aspect? And can you buy these to eat?
Well, you can. The Shiitake is not, the Reishi is not very good tasting. It's bitter. The others are culinary mushrooms, and you can use them. And I think we should make the comment that you have to be really careful about gathering wild mushrooms. You need to know what you're doing because some wild mushrooms are poisonous and very dangerous. And I think everybody knows that, but it's a good point to be made. You need to be able to know what you're collecting and what you're eating. This is why we manage that for you with the professional production of these medicinal agents. You don't have to worry about that. That's all taken care of. Well, the 4 I like, and we put together in our formulation for you. First is the Maitake mushroom. Grifola frondosa, that's the scientific name. It's also called hen of the woods in North America. King of mushrooms. The Japanese name, of course, is Maitake, and that name means the dancing mushroom. And this is not sure whether it's because it looks like it's a dancing configuration of the way it grows, or the fact that in ancient times, if you found this mushroom in the woods, it was worth its weight in silver. And when you found it, you would dance because you made a little money. Either way, it's called the dancing mushroom. Japanese officials paid the mushroom's weight in silver, and so it was worth the celebration if you found it. Traditional uses, historically over the eons of time, weight loss, used to lower blood pressure, improve glucose levels and diabetes, decrease insulin resistance, lower cholesterol and triglyceride levels, improve immune function, and with powerful anti-cancer actions. Maitake grows naturally in Japan, of course. Throughout Europe, Asia, and Eastern North America, it grows at the base of hardwood trees and clusters up to 1 meter across. This is rare and unusual to find them this big. 100 pounds, a meter across. Huge conglomerate. If you found that, it'd be 100 pounds of silver. I think I would dance a little jig too. Here we go. We found something nice. So it is the dancing mushroom. Active ingredients, at least 47 different types of polysaccharide, beta-glucan, alpha-glucan, these long chains of immune system activating, organ communicating molecules that we can take advantage of. Over 47 of them. See, this is one of the great advantages of the mushroom approach to beta-glucan is the variety of beta-glucans. You're not just taking one. You're not just taking one. There are advantages to taking an extracted beta-glucan, and you pay a high price for that. And I'm not telling you to never do it. There are situations where that's your best option. But for most of us, this is the most economical way to get the beta-glucans into your system and enjoy their benefits. So 47 different polysaccharides in Maitake. 1,3-beta-glucan is the most typical. And mycologists have extracted out of Maitake different fractions of these glucans. Fraction D, MD, Griffin D, X, SX, and other fractions. And these are often available commercially in other countries. And we're beginning to see it in North America to find these fractions too. But remember, when you do that, you're isolating down your selection of beta-glucans, and that limits their action, but you can really emphasize that one action if that's what you need. Does that make sense, honey, when I put it that way? So there's a place for these fractions, but for most of us, the natural herb, the whole mushroom, is plenty sufficient for most of us. Now, the next mushroom, Shiitake, Lentinula edotis. It's the second most popular culinary mushroom worldwide, and 25% of the worldwide mushroom production is the shiitake mushroom. Shita means a type of chestnut tree, and take means mushroom, so it's the mushroom that grows at the base of the chestnut tree. It is called in China the elixir of life, and it was used by Chinese emperors, and severe penalties were imposed if a peasant were to be caught with shiitake mushrooms, because it was thought to convey wisdom, longevity, and superior function, which we can't let the peasants have that. Only the nobility gets that, right? This is ancient times. We don't allow that type of thinking in our country. Some countries still do. But it gives you an idea of how prized the shiitake was in ancient times. Found growing on the hardwoods of Japan, China, Korea, and the eastern United States. You know, the eastern U.S. is blessed with these magnificent hardwood forests, and you can find many of these medicinal mushrooms in North America, eastern hardwood forests. Culinary uses. People have been eating shiitake for a very long time. Various infections, used for colds and flu, parasites, intestinal complaints, emaciation, because remember, these medicinal mushrooms are a near perfect food. It's helpful to build up the system to eat these mushrooms. Malnutrition, liver disease, gout, poor circulation, and cholesterol. Now, shiitake is unique in that it contains all of the essential amino acids. So it is a meat plant. Vegetarians, shiitake will give you your amino acid requirements. Isn't that nice to know? A nice substitute for meat for those of us wanting to have less meat in our diet. The shiitake contains iron, vitamins, the B vitamins, 1, 2, and 3, along with vitamin D, and other nutrients. I just hit the highlights. And of course, the 1,3 beta-glucan component. Shiitake mushroom is the original source of a drug called lecithin. It is the third most commonly prescribed anti-cancer drug in the world, lecithin, and it is extracted from shiitake. Now, in previous programs I've told you, unfortunately, lecithin is not available in the United States. It's not been approved by the FDA, but guess what? We are catching up with the rest of the world. It was recently approved, and you can get it in the United States. It is a drug, requires a prescription, but we're making progress, aren't we, Cindy? And I'm really glad to hear that, because there are settings where this lecithin can really make the difference in your cancer outcomes. So now the doctors just need to catch up and learn about it. Third most commonly prescribed chemotherapy agent worldwide, lecithin, and it is extracted from the shiitake mushroom. You don't need to use lecithin. You can use the shiitake mushroom. Please remember that. Active hexose correlated compound is another extracted substance from the shiitake. It is becoming available too. That is not yet available in the United States, but I think it will come too. Why shouldn't it? Why shouldn't these things be available to everyone? Let's do our next one before the break. The reishi mushroom. Now, Ganoderma lucidium. This is the red reishi. There's black, yellow, white. There's different types of reishis, but the red reishi is the most prized of all. And it's interesting to note that it grows at the base on many hardwoods, but it loves the maple. And you know how maple has a red color? I've often wondered if that's not due to the red pigments coming out of the maple. I don't know. I'd be curious to find out about that. Ganoderma lucidium, it's very bitter, and it's not used as a food, but it is used as a medicinal agent. Very rare. In nature, only 1 of 10,000 maple trees will have any type of reishi mushroom growing on it. It's known as the mushroom of immortality, the king of herbs. In ancient China, only emperors could have the reishi. It could be serious punishment if you were caught with reishi without the emperor's permission. Used for over 2,400 years for vigor, long life, and a symbol of success. And it has earned the label in Chinese medicine as a superior herb. What that means is you can use it long term without fear of side effects or untoward effects. And this is a common question I hear about medicinal mushrooms. Well, I've been told you can't take that for long. You can take it for as long as you feel you are needing it. If it's helping you, continue it. If you're having normal and you're not fighting anything, you don't need to take this. But if you have an immune deficit, per se, you can continue this type of approach for as long as it's helping. We have one more to discuss before we get to the science when we return.
May Savings Time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Do you want to maintain your mental clarity? With people living longer, we need more research into the ways to lower the risk of dementia. Studies are showing us that people who regularly read books, complete puzzles, or solve word games like the Sunday crossword puzzle maintain their mental abilities longer than people who don't. We also preserve memory by maintaining social activities, such as volunteering, attending religious services, or regularly talking with friends and neighbors. And diet plays a big role as well. It's important to eat a nutritious diet, free from heavy metals and chemical pollutants, and full of vitamins and the essential fatty acids which power the brain. These simple and important steps will help keep you mentally healthy for many years to come. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-Pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone. I've got to tell you, it is BioInnovation savings time. You know what that is? The best prices of the season at BioInnovations. A good time to get the supplements you need. And don't forget your mushroom complex. That's a great way to get those beta-glucans we were talking about. And remember, it is free shipping on your orders over $50. Of course, that's the mainland USA, but that free shipping sure helps when you're trying to get healthy and supplement and you want to buy in bulk to save ahead. You got to get free shipping. So we want to make sure you know that. So Richard, there's another mushroom that's pretty special.
Yes.
We don't hear a lot about this one.
No, it's relatively new on the scene, the ABM mushroom, Agaricus blazei murrell. That's the old name. There is a call to change the name to Agaricus subprofescens, but most of the research on this amazing ABM mushroom is under the Agaricus blazei murrell, and Murrell was the name of the mycologist, the mushroom expert who discovered this and brought it to our attention. Cogumella de vita, the mushroom of life. It comes from South America. Discovered in 1945 by the renowned mycologist William Murrell. It is similar to the white button mushroom you do get on your pizza. It looks like it, but it has some distinct differences. It's much more medicinal than the white button mushroom. It's found in the southeast United States and South America, Brazil, where it's used for diabetes control, hardening of the arteries, atherosclerosis, heart disease, cholesterol, lipids, and hepatitis. And it also has potent, this is the new finding on this agent, potent antimicrobial action. So it can act as a natural antibiotic, say to match with your black seed oil, oil of oregano. Using natural antibiotics can be very effective and get us off this dependency on pharmaceutical antibiotics. We take too many of them. And I'm not anti-antibiotics. Use them to save our lives, but you catch a cold, you don't need an antibiotic, please, folks. We need to get past this. We're running out of antibiotics. I don't want to be sidetracked on that topic, but this is one of my main reasons why we bring these agents to you, to help you realize we have options to help us fight our infections other than antibiotics. It's a point that we should all take to heart. This ABM mushroom has become very popular in Japan, and it's estimated some 500,000 people consume this mushroom every day in Japan. They think so highly of it. They're much more in tune with mushroom therapies in Japan and in China and all throughout the Orient. It is considered to be a very potent mushroom with very absorbable beta-glucans with powerful antimicrobial actions. Now, those are the four. This is what we put together. Mix and match. We get a more powerful effect when we do this with medicinal mushrooms. Let's talk about some of the science on the medicinal mushrooms. They contain the beta-glucans, the heteropolysaccharides, alpha-glucans, the proteins, the glycoproteins, fatty acids, nucleosides, terpenoids, all kinds of remarkable molecules that have an effect on our system. They stimulate and improve the function of the innate and the adaptive immune system. In other words, the system, our innate, that recognizes self. That's my tissue. I don't want to kill that tissue, it's me. But that germ next to my tissue and my tonsils, that's foreign, I want to kill it. That's our innate system. You can tell the difference. The adaptive system adapts to any new threat we encounter. We can't keep the code for every infectious agent in the world in our system. But when we encounter it, we need to recognize it as foreign and adapt to it and keep a memory of that. And that's the adaptive memory of the adaptive immune system. Now, I'm going to tell you some basic things. Do you want to learn something about immunology? It's a complex subject, but once you get into it, you go, you know, I can make sense of this. Now, here's what happens. The medicinal mushrooms increase natural killer cell activity. That is the innate system. It is in viruses, infections, and tumors. It activates the system that fights viruses. How many of you get a cold every winter? Maybe you get 2 or 3. Maybe you even get a summer cold, and you're just tired of these viruses. It's the bane of human existence. Antibiotics don't work on viruses. In fact, antibiotics make you more susceptible to viruses by disturbing bowel flora. We saw that in our news today. Well, these medicinal mushrooms help you fight off viruses. They also increase macrophage activity. And this macrophages attack any cells without a proper ID. Think of it that way. Any cell in your system, foreign cell, not your cells, if they don't have the right ID, if they don't have a driver's license, so to speak, they're attacked by macrophages. And when the macrophage attacks, it activates the entire immune system to respond. Appropriately, of course, but that's how it works. It also activates B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes make antibodies. This is part of our humoral immune response through the blood, antibodies through the blood. Activate B lymphocytes, you make better antibodies. And this is a problem as we age. We don't make our antibodies as effectively. You can counter that with the medicinal mushrooms. Tumor necrosis factor alpha. This is a substance that's increased, and this has to do with cell signaling. Let's say I have an infection in my tonsils, but my bone marrow needs to make more white blood cells. That's what tumor necrosis factor does. It signals distant organs to get involved in this infection-fighting process. Medicinal mushrooms do that for us. That's amazing in my book. Cytokine cell signaling. This is how our immune system communicates. It's much like the tumor necrosis factor. Cell signaling improves with the medicinal mushrooms. Interferon. This is a type of cytokine in the innate and adaptive immune system, primarily responding to viruses. This is improved. And complement activity is a part of this. Complement complements the immune system. It activates it. It's like a catalyst. It turns on the whole system. That's what the beta-glucans and these various immune active agents do, and you can get them in medicinal mushrooms. Pretty amazing, isn't it? We have a break, but there's more when we return. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, Maitake, Reishi, Shiitake, and Cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. In the epic movie Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara says she won't think about her problems today or she'll go crazy. She'll think about them tomorrow. How should we think about tomorrow in our lives? In Matthew 6, verse 33, we get advice about tomorrow. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. It's so difficult to not worry about the future. Many of us catastrophize about the future. That's spending all your time thinking about all the catastrophes that might happen. So let tomorrow worry about itself. That way we won't miss the wonderful things happening in our lives right now. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
May Savings Time is here again with our annual Cancer-Free Celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha Noni and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone. Just want to let you know about that amazing special savings time at BioInnovations. Best prices of the season. Free shipping on orders over $50. Of course, that's the mainland USA, but what a great time to get the mushrooms you need for better health. So, Richard, we were going through the medicinal mushrooms health benefits. I know there's a few more, but these are so important to go through.
We were talking about how the medicinal mushrooms affect our white blood cells, and another thing it does is it improves T cell, thymus-derived cells. This is a special type of lymphocyte. And what they do is they control and shape the immune response. If it's too active, it'll calm it down. If it needs to get going, it helps build it up. T helper cells, memory cells. I've seen that germ before. Let's get busy. And these T cells are critically important, and it helps to improve their function. But it doesn't just do this type of thing to normal people. It improves the immune response during cancer therapy. Cancer and its therapy suppresses immune function when you need it the most. This is the thing that would be so helpful for the cancer patient. It induces apoptosis, meaning it initiates self-destruction of the cancer tumor cells and prevents the blood vessels from going into the tumor to give it the food it needs. You pinch off the food supply, the blood supply to a tumor cell, it can't grow. It really can have a profound effect. It reduces the side effects of cancer chemotherapy. This has been proven in multiple studies. It improves the response to radiation therapy during cancer treatment. Less radiation to get the job done, fewer side effects to chemotherapy. That alone is enough for thousands and thousands of cancer patients to take this. I could stop right here and it'd be a compelling argument. I mean, I can cite all the journals like doctors want us to do, but we don't have time to do that. This is all available to anyone who has the internet now. When I was a medical student, you'd spend hours in the medical library trying to understand these things. Now, tick, 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 it's right there. It's amazing. It's available to anybody who wants to learn. And I urge you to do that because, but for your lack of knowledge shall we perish. Remember that one. What else does it do? Protects normal cells from radiation therapy, deactivates carcinogens while protecting the liver from carcinogens. This is all in the medicinal mushroom purview. Reduces the inflammation of organs like the heart, the lungs, the liver, and vascular tree by at least 20 different mechanisms, including your joints. Calms inflammation. As effective as hydrocortisone for the treatment of asthma. As effective as a steroid for the treatment of asthma. That's amazing. But without steroid side effects. Acts as a natural antibiotic against bacteria, viruses, such as the herpes virus, HIV virus, human papillomavirus, Epstein-Barr virus, influenza, hepatitis, yeast, fungi, parasites, yet they promote the growth of healthy intestinal bacteria. They've got it all worked out. I don't know how, but they know. The good bacteria, fine. Bad guys, stay out. Medicinal mushrooms know how to tell the difference. Isn't that amazing? This is a gift. It's a gift. Protects organs from damage during and after heart attacks, lowers blood pressure, reduces endothelial dysfunction, which is part of blood pressure problems. They have powerful antioxidant molecules while influencing native antioxidant pathways. Works both ways. Protects the liver from damage after poisoning or during hepatitis. In diabetes, they improve the measures of glucose control, fasting blood glucose, postprandial glucose, hemoglobin A1C, which is your long-term. This is what the doctor always checks. How are you doing with your diabetes, Mrs. Jones? I see your hemoglobin A1C has gone up over the last 2 months. We need to do something about that. Well, here's something you can do. Lowers blood lipids in diabetes and without diabetes. I'm talking about your cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, total cholesterol, triglycerides. It lowers these through communication through body parts and organs. See, that's how it works. We elevate our cholesterol in response to danger. That's one of the protective mechanisms. That's why one of the reasons why we have cholesterol. Well, we can calm that down because the danger is past, but the cholesterol stays up. We can calm that down with medicinal mushrooms. Modulates the hormonal system for optimal function. Influences body weight. People tend to lose weight when they take these medicinal mushrooms. Improves body weight. Inhibiting conversion of calories to fat. It affects our metabolism in a positive way, and it's a nutrient-dense food. nutrient-dense food. I have a whole long list of current double-blind placebo-controlled trials, but to be honest with you, we covered the results of these. Now, the studies that we have been taking this information from are all types of studies. They are test tube studies, animal studies, in living systems, in laboratory systems, and human studies, both prospective and retrospective. Controlled, placebo-controlled trials, all levels of evidence. The thing is, there is no large pharmaceutical company willing to contribute $1 billion to huge clinical trials like a drug company would do, so we have somewhat limited knowledge compared to pharmaceuticals. But we trump the pharmaceutical world, hands down, in longevity and safety of use. And in my book, 2,000 years of safe use is better than a 10,000 patient trial. Don't you think it is? I think it is. And I think we often assume that people who came before us were kind of dumb. I don't think that's true. Don't forget, Jesus came before us, and he was pretty bright. And Solomon, and many of the most intelligent people who ever walked this planet. I think they knew what they were doing. They discovered what worked, and they stuck with it. Something to think about. Why would we want to forget our past? It guides us into the future. So, now, we have one more little section when we return. And when we do, let's talk about how we take the medicinal mushrooms, who would benefit the most, and how can you get in on these amazing substances when we return.
May Savings Time is here again with our annual Cancer-Free Celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. More and more people suffer from asthma. One cause is obvious. The world is a polluted place, and the air we breathe is not always healthy. But other causes of asthma aren't as obvious. Recent research connects a poor quality, high sugar diet and the frequent use of antibiotics to higher rates of asthma and cases of asthma that are tougher to treat. A fast food diet does not meet our nutritional needs. Plus, the indiscriminate use of antibiotics can seriously disturb the delicate balance of healthy microbes in our intestinal tract. So switch to a garden fresh diet that calms and prevents asthma. Eat fruit-like veggies such as tomatoes, cucumbers, and eggplant. Eat yogurt, ginger, turmeric, and take fish oil. Nature holds the answer, but it's up to us to make healthy choices. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. Just a quick reminder, it is special savings time at BioInnovations, so don't forget to get your order in early. So, Richard, how is the best way to supplement with medicinal mushrooms?
Well, many experts agree that if we mix and match our medicinal mushrooms, you get a more balanced benefit package. And so that's what we have done. We take equal amounts of Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and the ABMs. And so that one capsule has equal amounts of each of those, 125 per mushroom, making 500 milligrams in one capsule. But that's not enough to get the benefit of the mushroom. This means that we need to take 4 capsules a day minimum to give you 500 milligrams of each and every one of those agents to expect the benefit. You know, if you're going to take something, take enough to receive the benefit, and that's 4 capsules a day. If you are really ill, say you're in cancer therapy, you can take 8 or 12 a day. I'd split that up, morning and evening. But the base, the intro level is 4 capsules a day. Does that make sense? It's important to understand that. Now, mushrooms are complex living beings containing a wide variety of biologically active compounds. I think we've made that point. So it is possible to have an allergic reaction, but that is quite rare to hear of somebody allergic to mushrooms. But it is possible. Next, the side effects, exceedingly unusual. Exceedingly unusual, and they're usually related to what we want to achieve. In other words, I'm a diabetic, I'm on 3 medicines to control my glucose, but it's still high. I start the medicinal mushrooms, which is a good idea, and my glucose drops. In fact, it drops down low enough to where I need to stop one of my drugs. Some would call that a side effect. I'd call that a therapeutic win, because less medicine is always better. So, diabetics, pay attention. Keep track of your glucose if you're going to start these medicinal mushrooms. It's just a good idea, and you need to do it anyway. You may need less medicine than you think. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Get down to 1, 2, or no medicines? It happens. But we have to keep track. If you are on warfarin, Coumadin, Plavix, or any anticoagulant, what we call a blood thinner, if you're on any of those, consult with your physician. You may be able to use medicinal mushrooms, but you will need to keep track of your blood counts and your bleeding times to adjust your medicine, just like the diabetic. Less medicine is better. Stay on a consistent plan and you'll be okay, but you have to do the blood work. You've been warned it can affect your bleeding times. Generally, that's a good thing. We don't want our blood to coagulate too easily. We only want it to coagulate when it's needed, like if I am cut or something, right? Who should consider? All cancer patients should think about it. All cancer patients in chemotherapy, radiation therapy. If you have infectious disease, viral, bacterial, fungi, yeast, diabetes, elevated cholesterol, immune system defects of any type, you catch colds easily, vascular disease, asthma, allergies, autoimmune disease, the things we suffer from. This is why we bring it to you, because these agents help the conditions we're suffering from today, right now. Even chronic pain can benefit from the medicinal mushrooms. I hope I did.
Hello, my name is Pastor Doug Stone. I'm the pastor here at Our Father's House Church. We invite you to come to our church services. Our church times are on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Wednesday night Bible studies are at 7 o'clock. Our Father's House Church believes that faith can move mountains. I invite you to join us at 2242 Wren Street, North Charleston. My email is pastordougoFH@gmail.com.